So, I'm in the hospital. They suspect that I had the coronavirus. Uh, but I haven't gotten the results. But they basing it on the fact I had a fever. And, I think I have a touch of pneumonia. I was coughing. I was a mess when I came in, but I'm doing pretty good now. But yeah, this stuff is real. It's nothing to play with. I wasn't expecting for them to tell me that, but I'm glad I found out. Now they know what to do. And I know what's going on, what's wrong with me. I haven't had sleep in I don't know how many days. I'm going to try to get some. Take care, guys. Well, this is my lunch. I think it's chicken sandwich, red potatoes, Brussels sprouts, some fruit, and tea. But I'm hungry, so it just might be worth eating. Hey guys, this is day 2 in the hospital. I saw the doctor this morning and he said they'll probably discharge me, but I'll be under strict quarantine until I get a negative result. I'm feeling better. I'm just be glad to get in my own bed. Just word to the wise, take this stuff seriously. I took it seriously, but I didn't think it would happen to me, so I guess I didn't take it seriously enough. And I'm not going to say I didn't think it would happen. What I thought is that I would be one of those asymptomatic patients, but that's not what happened. So, anyway, guys, be safe. Hey, guys. So, I'm home. So they released me from the hospital. I'm on home care right now until I come up with a negative result. So that means I'm on strict quarantine. So they'll bring my medicine. I guess a nurse, doctor, or somebody will come. Make sure I'm okay. They'll either, like, if they don't need to check me out, they'll bring the medication, put it on the porch, ring the doorbell, or I have a mask and can go out to the car. I'm not coughing half as much as I was. I finally got sleep after a week. I haven't slept in a week. When I was in the hospital, I was miserable because I couldn't sleep, couldn't get comfortable. I was in isolation, couldn't see any family. I couldn't even open the door of the room because I was in isolation. My view from the window in the hospital was the AC units. I couldn't see a car, parking lot, nothing. All I can say is, but God. And my situation was not dire straits. I wasn't on oxygen, thank God. I didn't need a ventilator. I was coughing a lot. So initially when I went in the hospital, I went because I thought it was asthma. Interestingly enough, when I went to the hospital and was talking to my mom, my coworker, my son, all of them said they believe I had it a week ago because of how I was feeling, and I thought it was from the asthma. um that Tuesday, last Tuesday, I started coughing and carrying on. Well, the pollen was high, so I assumed it had triggered an asthma attack. But my coworker said she figured I had got infected because I was weak. I said all I wanted to do was go to bed. I left work early, went to bed, came back. I felt a little better. But I will say, because I didn't have a thermometer, I did feel like I was running a fever. However, the next morning I felt better. I went to work, but I was still groggy. A couple of people on my job didn't feel well. It still never triggered coronavirus. It really didn't. Not for me, but it's a possibility I could have been in denial. Then I called urgent care and they put me on prednisone because the symptoms I was having was similar to the symptoms that I always had when I had an asthma attack and postnasal drip. And it seemed like it was working, then it seemed like it stopped, but oh my God. Thursday morning, well, all Wednesday night into Thursday, like 1 o'clock in the morning, I just had this uncontrollable cough that I just like, I can't do it. So I called urgent care. Urgent care first told me, look, if you can't take it anymore, go straight to the hospital. Or you can wait on your medical team to call you in the morning. I didn't want to go to the hospital. But I got a phone call from the urgent care when I hung up. Maybe 10 minutes later, they said, no, don't wait. Go straight to the hospital. I said, okay. Went to the hospital. Got to the emergency room, and they saw me immediately. And I suspected something. Because when I went in there, I said, you have a mask? The receptionist said no. But as soon as I signed the papers, the nurse saw me, and he immediately gave me a mask. My blood pressure was through the roof, and so was my heart rate. It was crazy. I mean, it was really high. I tried to stay calm but I was scared. And they moved fast. They really did. I had no wait time in the emergency room. And then they told me to go to let's see, they checked my heart rate, EKG, blood pressure was through the roof, like I said. After I got the EKG, they whisked me in to start an IV, drew blood, got blood cultures, lactic acid, all kind of stuff. The only thing I was glad I didn't have to do was a blood gas. I didn't want to have to do that. That thing is so painful. They tested me for the flu and the coronavirus. The flu came back immediately. The result from the coronavirus still hadn't come, but then they said we got to do an x-ray. Did the x-ray. I'm thinking after the x-ray they could tell me something more. Because in my mind, I'm having asthma. I'm still never thinking COVID-19. Then they said, you got to go have a CAT scan. I was like, what? Then I'm thinking some vital organs. I'm about to die. This is cancer, something. You know, all kind of stuff going through my head. Came back with the CAT scan, and they was like, we got to send you to another room. I was like, what? We're going to admit you. I was like, oh, hell. Still never said COVID-19. Well, they had to move me to an isolation room. Once I got an isolation room, the doctor said, based on your CAT scan, we believe you have COVID-19. Well, I instantly got upset because I really wasn't expecting it. But when I called my mom, the doctor was trying to calm me down, but I did tell her I knew it wasn't her fault. She kept apologizing. I said, it's not your fault. I mean, it happens, but I just wasn't expecting it. So, got on the phone. I was like, Mom, they admitting me. They said they believe I do have COVID-19. The confirmatory test hasn't come back, but my CAT scan showed my lungs were white. So my mom said, you know what, I suspected that. I said, why? She said, because when I saw you last week, because my mom had came over, I was coughing. So what she did was she brought some stuff over, but she didn't come in the house. She left it on the front porch and was like, rung the doorbell. When I opened the door, she was at the bottom of the steps getting in the car. And my mom's a cautious person anyway. My son said the same thing. He said, when I talked to you and heard your symptoms, I thought that's what was going on with you last week. My coworker, of course, again, she said that. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm home now. I'm feeling much, much better. The medical team, my insurance, everybody did well. The hospital treated me well. The worst part about the hospital visit was being in isolation and the food. I must admit, that food was terrible. Oh my God. But that's okay too. I ate what I could eat. I wasn't hungry anyway. I didn't have much of an appetite. And it was better than nothing. But anyway, I got some of my energy back. The worst part now is not even the fact I can't go outside. It's that walking up and down the steps, when I get to the top of the steps, I cough. But I'm not coughing as much as I was. I can finally get sleep. When I got home yesterday, the first thing I did was jump into a shower because I didn't have clean clothes at the hospital. I couldn't get any visitors. So I jumped in the shower and went to sleep. I answered no phone calls or anything. So when I went to sleep, it was about 4 p.m. I didn't get up until 1:30 in the morning. Started coughing again, and then I finally wind down and went to sleep probably about 4 or 5 in the morning. Got up about 8, and I've been up ever since, so I can feel my energy coming back. So what I'm doing now is trying to clean up, because I must admit my house is a mess. I don't have any clean clothes, really. So I'm going to try to make it downstairs at least to wash a load of clothes. Mr.'s not here. He can't be here right now, even though he would be here. He says, I'm not afraid of COVID-19. And I appreciate that. The problem is he doesn't need to get sick. I mean, I don't think he has a compromised immune system or anything, but he does have asthma. He doesn't need to get sick. He needs to stay and continue doing what he's doing. And I'll see him once I get a negative result. I don't want anybody to get infected. And I certainly don't want anybody to get infected because of me. I understand that's a chance he may be willing to take, but that's not a chance that I want him to take. With that being said, I'm going to try to make everything as normal as possible. And I'm getting my appetite back, so I need to go fix me a salad. That's how I know I'm feeling better. So let me find me something to eat because the girl is hungry. So, I haven't seen Mr. in what, a week or two? Because of this quarantine stuff. Might have been longer than that. And he said he was coming over. I told him no. He was like, well, you don't need anything? I said, no. And you don't need to be coming. So, he was like, you not hungry? I was like, well, yeah, I am kind of getting hungry, even though I had not had an appetite lately. He told me to order some food from Denny's, from Uber Eats, and he'd pay for it. And now I'll fix something. I got a knock at my door. It was Uber Eats. He ordered me buttermilk chicken strips sandwich and some roasted red potatoes. And I guess either late night or tomorrow, he got me a salad in this other bag. So let me tell you guys something real quick. I'm tired of even talking about the COVID-19, so I've had people, and not necessarily you two, just people in general, who have an issue with my relationship. That's their issue. It's not my issue. And the kind of things that they say is, mainly I don't talk a lot about him. But the deal is this. I like our relationship to be private. And when I say that, my family knows him. Very few friends know him, although I don't have an abundance of friends. I have some close friends. And it's not that we hide each other, because we met each other's family and blah, blah, blah. But people don't need to know the ins and outs of my relationship. My relationship is perfect for he and I. It's not a perfect relationship when it comes to everybody else. And I think the reason I'm saying it like that is because we've been together long enough, but some people want to know why we're not married. Well, because we content the way we are. And that's not to say it'll never happen. But if it never happens, I'll certainly be okay with it. And to be honest, I never sat down and talked and said to him, you ever want to get married? Are we ever going to get married? Look, if he proposes to me, make it a surprise. That's not a big deal. At my age, us getting married would be for companionship. It would be. It would be for companionship if we were to get married. It's not a big deal. But anyway, these are the kinds of things he does for me. The one thing I know, when I need him, all I got to do is call him. He can be a little persistent, but I understand that because I like to have my way as well. And even though I told him don't come over, he didn't. Because like I said, I don't want to see anybody get sick. But he found a way to get food to me. And I appreciate that. And that's one of the things that I appreciate about him. I had this discussion with somebody. If it's something I need or want, he'll see that I get. So although, hell, he takes his time doing it sometimes. Get on my nerve, but that's just how it is. And if relationships were perfect, you wouldn't have anything to work on. Well, I'm gonna finish eating my food, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Let's go eat the candy later.
So you're gonna let Theo eat me?
No.
Okay, well take a bite.
Okay. I take the bite. No, I'm not gonna eat it.
I'm the candy.
Okay.
He knows not to talk to strangers. Eat all of it.
No,
Why?
because my dad when I'm in trouble.
I swear, this
Once I
guy,
eat out of it,
belief in fatherhood. I love his channel.
So you wanna share?
You guys really need to check him out.
He won't let me and my brother play with the he won't let us watch TV and play with toys. So I want to share, but we're not going to eat it right now.
Hey guys. Oh. You know, social distancing is a good thing. And I think everyone should adhere to it, no doubt. But I'm getting in this depressed state. And it's because I got the virus and got sick and was hospitalized. It's taking a toll on me mentally. And I think it's taking a toll on me mentally for a couple of reasons. Because I can't go out even with a mask on. I wouldn't want to because I don't want to give anybody this virus. So, you know, that's a no-no for me anyway. But it's like I'm just totally isolated. And yeah, I talk to people on the phone, but the thing is, I don't feel up to par because I could do things around the house, but I just don't feel well. And I'm coming along, but it's really taking a toll on me. It really is. And I do have family, no doubt. They're 10,000% supportive, but they can't come around. With the exception of my mother, because she's retired, the rest of them work, so I don't want to bog them down. Um, and then, like I say, I've been in isolation. When I was in the hospital, I couldn't get visitors. And again, in a nutshell, I'm sick. And when you're sickly, you don't feel like doing anything, but you get depressed. um, and it's me. I know it's me. It's definitely me. Um, I can't go out for what? I forget how many days. It's at least 2 weeks. And when you can't get out, you don't have the energy. I think that's another thing. I don't have a lot of energy to do anything. I need to wash clothes. I still haven't done that. I haven't had the energy. I've been eating one meal a day. This salad is my second meal. And the only reason I'm eating this is because I talked to the doctor, because they call every day. The doctor calls every day. And he told me I need to eat. I'm still on antibiotics. I need to eat and drink, especially a lot of water. So I'm not blaming anybody, but this gets you in a depressed state. Even though when I was in the hospital, I was depressed, cried, I'm still crying. Some of that could be the medication, because I'm finally finished my last dose of prednisone. So it's not that I don't think anybody loves me or cares about me or any of that. It's none of that. People call, check up on me. I know this will pass, because this is my third year being sick. Every year I get sick. Usually it's the asthma. And I thought this year was going to be different. And boom. The one thing I honestly say is I know I'm going to be okay. But illnesses just take a toll on you mentally. Last year, when I was sick, after I got over the physical part, I did go to a counselor to get over the mental part. At some point I may go back to one, but guys, just check up on family. Check up on people's mental state. because this is not fun. There's nothing I can't do. It's just like right now, physically, I don't feel like it because I'm really tired. I feel drained. This stuff is just not a joke. It really isn't. And I know this too shall pass. I feel like if I could just get one good cry out, I'll be good. Anyway, guys, stay safe.